For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jenny Field from Pastry Chef Online, and I have been asked by the delightful Lynn from 365 Days of Baking to do a Q&A. So I thought, since I haven't done a video in a while, I might as well do it as a video. So here we go. First of all, she wants to know the name of my blog. I blog at The Balanced Pastry Chef. The name of the website is pastrychefonline.com. And let's see, a little bit about me. Well, this is what I do for a living. I do food writing, ghost writing for other people's food websites. And I have a wonderful husband who is known as the Beloved. And I have many cats. Well, both of us have many cats. We have 6. One of whom is MIA right now that we are very sad about. Hopefully he is okay. And we also currently have a little foster kitten who is in and out of the house. She's either with us or she's up at the PetSmart waiting to be adopted. So that is us. We live in North Carolina, just south of Raleigh, in a little town called Garner, home of Scotty McCreery, American Idol 2010. So there's that. I have been blogging for 4 years. I started, I think, in October of 2008, so just a little bit over 4 years. And I started because I had been working in fine dining restaurants, and we went actually to stay with friends who own a bed and breakfast in Georgia, and he has websites. Of course, he has his own website for his the bed and breakfast, but also runs a couple of other websites. And I thought, well, heck, if he can do it, I can do it too. I think maybe I have some information that people would be interested in. So that's why I started. So thank you, Fred, for the inspiration. What 3 items do I always have stocked in my refrigerator? Well, let's see. I always have unsalted butter in the refrigerator. I always have some sort of juice. I am a fan of juice. A lot of times it is cranberry pomegranate, and sometimes it is just apple juice or orange juice, but always juice. And eggs. We have our own chickens that live across the street from us that we own with another couple of families. So we always have fresh eggs. If I'm going to use them within just, a few days, I'll leave them out on the counter, but otherwise the fresh eggs are in the fridge. So those are my 3. What 3 are always stocked in my pantry? Well, for those of you who know me probably can guess the first one. Salt, always salt. I am a big fan of using salt as a seasoning, not to make things salty, but to make things taste more like themselves. So there's that. I always have, I don't know if this is cheating to say just a wide variety of spices. Cumin, I guess, is probably one of my favorites, along with various and sundry curry powders. And let's see, what else? Pasta. Kind of can't live without it. So I have a very lot of that. We usually have some sort of a whole grain or whole wheat pasta in the pantry. So there's that. What is a food I can't stand? Well, I don't know if there's anything that I just hate, but I am not a fan of seafood. I'm getting better about eating like white, mild fish, but I still refuse to put a shrimp in my mouth, so I guess that counts as hate. I don't know. Oysters scare me too, so there's that. A pet peeve, wow. Well, I kind of have a lot, actually, of pet peeves. I get annoyed by bad grammar. Is that okay to say? Yeah, bad grammar kind of annoys me. I have issues with apostrophes and with commas and with semicolons. Yeah. Which celebrity do I get mistaken for? Well, you guys tell me. I don't know. I don't think that I have. Perhaps the Campbell Soup girl. Maybe, if you guys are old enough to remember the Campbell Soup kids. I could be mistaken for the girl, hopefully the girl of that little pair. If I couldn't think of a celebrity, she wanted to know what chore do I absolutely hate doing. That's easy. Laundry. loathe doing laundry. It's one of those things, I feel like Sisyphus, you roll the big rock up the hill and you just get to the top and then rolls back down again. It's one of those chores that just kind of never ends. So, yeah, hate laundry. What is the one food I secretly like to indulge in? Well, as many pet peeves as I have, that's probably about as many indulgences as I have too. Pudding, I guess, homemade vanilla pudding. I can make it by the cup, I can make it by the pint, or by 3 cups, a quart, whatever. And if, as much as I make, I could sit down and eat with no problem. I'm a little bit addicted to custards and puddings. So, name one item in your kitchen other than your oven, refrigerator, dishwasher, and sink that you could not live without. Let me look over there. I am going to go with the toaster oven. We don't use our microwave for much of anything at all. I disinfect the sponges in the microwave. So I use the toaster oven a lot for reheating stuff. I have learned about the different knobs on the toaster oven and how to make it grill and how to make it broil and how to make it bake and all those sorts of things. So we use the toaster oven probably every day just for reheating food and for cooking little bits of food, that kind of thing. So I guess it's the toaster oven. A close second, I guess, would be my stand mixers. The only reason the toaster oven comes in first is because I use it every day. I do not use my mixers every day, but I have a KitchenAid and I have a Viking. I love them both. I'm not sure that I would necessarily choose one over the other, but it's nice to have both of them. Sometimes I have them out at the same time doing work together. I don't think they like each other very much. There's a little bit of sibling rivalry there, but we do what we can. So yeah, I enjoy my stand mixers. Just makes life so much easier, makes whipping up cakes a lot easier than it otherwise would be. What is your favorite recipe on the blog? That's hard. I don't know. A lot of the times, well, you know what? That isn't hard. My favorite recipe and variations are my pound cakes. I feel like pound cake is something that I really kind of excel at. I have a base recipe. There's a whole backstory. You can read about it on the blog. But I have one base recipe that is called the Van Halen pound cake. And I make all kinds of variations on that. And so far, knock on wood, they have all turned out to be anywhere from good to, oh my God, good. So, yeah. So if you look on my site, under recipes, there's an entire section for pound cakes. So yeah, any of those, any of the variations of my pound cake, I guess would be my favorite. 3 favorite things / herbs / spices I use most often in creating my dishes. Well, salt, honestly. I know that sounds silly, but there's nothing more disappointing than going out to a restaurant or going to someone's house or to a store or whatever and getting a wonderful piece of something, portion of something, slice of something, and having it just taste very bland and very flat and very boring. I find that a lot of times that creme brulee can do that. Oh my goodness, if you're not putting salt in your creme brulee, I just don't even want to talk to you. So salt, I think, is vitally important. It helps bring out spices, it helps bring out flavors. It's particularly nice with vanilla. So anything straight up vanilla you're going to make, please throw some salt in it. I use a lot of cake flour. In the pound cake I make uses cake flour, so I use that a lot. I do use store brands sometimes because it's easy to find. Soft to Silk is one that I use, and Swan's Down. But also I've used King Arthur's unbleached cake flour, and that is very nice as well. Can't find it in my grocery store, but I order it online. And what else? I have recently become a fan of coconut oil. In its little hard solids form, I like to use it as part of the fat in making cakes. I made a banana pound cake that was especially nice with coconut oil in it. And also for savory cooking, I just kind of slop it in there and use a bunch of it too, because it's a good fat, and it's really good for you. It's good for your brain, and it's tasty. So I use a lot of that. Let's see, what inspires me the most to be creative in the kitchen? Honestly, I think to be creative and to be successfully creative in the kitchen, you have to have a firm understanding of the way ingredients function, and the way to mix them together to make them do what you want them to do. I just feel like, creativity without the fundamentals is, it's just kind of wasteful, because, you might get in the kitchen and say, well, let me see if this will work, but you don't really have any reason to believe that it will or won't. You just have an idea. And having ideas are wonderful, but knowing how to make those ideas happen, I think, is more important. So for me, a firm knowledge of the fundamentals of baking, ingredient function, mixing methods, techniques, that sort of thing, allows me to reach higher. I'm on a firm foundation, so I can go higher. It's kind of like a building. If your foundation is all shaky, chances are you're just going to come toppling down. So I think, honestly, for anybody to be fully creative and successful in the kitchen, you just have to know what you're doing, and that just comes with reading and with practice and with experimentation. Nobody is perfect right out of the gate, certainly not me. I still have my fair share, more than my share sometimes, of mistakes, but firm foundation in the basics, I think, is what helps me be creative. Lynn, thanks so much for inviting me to be a part of your blog, 365 Days of Baking. I really appreciate it. I love what you're doing. I love that you've continued past your 365 days. I think it's wonderful. So anyway, thanks so much, and that's all. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.